So, it's 6:01, or 5, depending on how you look at it. I guess we'll call this meeting to order. This is the July 27th, 2015 meeting of the East Hampton Conservation Commission. I'm not usually the chair, but I'm subbing in tonight, so my apologies in advance. I'll do my best to get through things. I guess the first item on our agenda are any public concerns or non-agenda items that anyone wants to bring to our attention. Now would be your chance to discuss that.
That would be us.
Yes, sir.
Frank and Pam Anglin, we're at 29 Paul Street.
Oh, okay.
It's I think there's a 9-lot development there with Dave Garska.
Mm-hmm.
So behind us is some conservation property.
Mm-hmm.
We were looking to try and extend our deck. And I guess there was a concern where they said it had to be cleared through the committee for some reason. We're looking at only extending it like another 5 feet out from the house.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're on the side of the street, the north side, I think. You're one of the. I live on Paul Street also.
Okay.
Actually, I'm further up.
yeah.
From one of the older houses. So you're on the north side.
Yeah.
You kind of
There's
go.
2 houses together. We're one of those.
Okay.
The last one on the right.
Okay, gotcha. Had you or Mr. Garska contacted the Conservation Commission about this before?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay.
came last time.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't here at the last meeting
Yeah,
either.
Not these folks, but
Yeah, Mr. Garska came last time,
Yeah.
and they put some stakes out.
Mm-hmm.
I went and looked at the stakes, took a photo, and sent them to everybody. So I don't know if you remember seeing that or not. So I don't know if anyone else went out there.
I have not.
No, I haven't. Okay. I guess.
Is it within the 100-foot buffer zone from a wetland or a resource area? That would be the only reason why you would have to come to us if it was.
We had the drawing out, and they were in that area within the 100-foot buffer zone,
Okay.
but they're in the current mode area.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're in the current landscaped area.
Yeah, in the landscaped area.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me see if I can find that.
Yeah.
So that would just be an RDA. We have to still do it, right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Did your deck? Let me think. I guess I'm trying to think back.
Oh, 29. I thought it was 9 Paul Street. 29?
is it 29 Paul Street?
29.
Sorry,
Yes.
thank you. No, you're right. Okay.
You got those, Jay?
I'm hunting. Send a lot of emails. I don't know what I titled the subject.
It seems it was right after the last meeting, so it would have been
Yeah, it's
Like
on the next day.
13th or
Yeah,
14th.
So we'll go to that.
If I can get on, let's see if I can get on the Wi-Fi so I can actually look. Do we send it to the East Hampton? The
I just sent it to
conservation website?
everybody, so I think this is it. Paul Street Extension deck layout. That sounds pretty close.
that's very light.
So that's where the stakes are relative to the current deck. You can pass that down.
Okay. Is this one of the new houses that Mr. Garska has
Yes.
been building? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
It was built in December.
So it's in the current limit of work. It's in the current mode area.
Yeah, I guess the one. Did you guys? I believe there's a drainage easement back there too.
There is.
There is. Would this extend into that drainage easement or not?
I don't believe so. I mean, I don't have the
We'd have to check that though.
diagrams.
Yeah. Yeah, I apologize because I wasn't, I hadn't thought about this ahead of time, so I'm not really that prepared to discuss it. Let me see. I guess I hate to punt, but it would be a big deal for you to come back at another meeting when our regular chair is here. Had you talked to her about this at all?
We've tried to contact her about other things and I'm not getting callbacks.
Okay.
So we put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
We should put it on the
Yeah.
agenda because we need to pull out the plans and look at it. We need to look at where this deck would actually fall within that easement because there is a drainage easement back there, and I remember it being a very tight layout.
Yep.
for all these homes, so we just want to make sure it's not in the easement.
Yeah, okay, so we could add this to our next agenda.
When is your next meeting?
It's
August 10th?
August
10th.
August
10th.
10th.
We're gonna be out of town.
Scary.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll be out of town.
Okay, we're looking for the next one. I guess would it be the 14 days
24.
later, so 24? August 24, Monday?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of tricky because these houses, I don't believe were permitted with decks originally. And so, you know, considering everything was so tight and there's the drainage easement there, you know, we want to take a closer look at that. I
Would somebody
think.
be willing to come out and take a peek at it though in the meantime? I mean,
Well, I went out there and took pictures
Oh,
of it. That's what he's
okay.
looking at right now.
Yeah.
This were the two stakes that Mr.
Okay.
Garska soon put up.
Just have to have the blueprints and see where the drainage is then?
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, I mean, maybe at our next meeting, I mean, you probably want to be here for the discussion, but, you know, we could at least pull those out and take a look at them, so when you come back, then we could, you know, be able to discuss it a little bit further.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, thank
The
you.
24th then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
time?
so I'll put it, yep, 6 o'clock, and I'll put it in the meeting minutes that we're gonna have you on the agenda, actually as an agenda item for that meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
prepare to talk about it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Okay, so next we're into public hearings. The first and only item is a request for determination of applicability by Eversource Energy for the Gun Road substation, or the Gun substation Phelps Street, which is map 173, lots 65 and 66. Construction of a new underground conduit from the substation along the driveway to 2 new riser poles. I work for Ty and Bond, so I'm going to recuse myself on this project, even though I don't do this kind of work and haven't had any involvement in this project directly. So I'm going to turn the meeting over to Jay for this. And I'll step out a little bit.
So I will open the public hearing for the request for determination for the Gun Road substation.
Hello.
You guys are up. Hello.
My name is Kate Wilkins. I work with my bond. I did all the environmental review for this, and we have some representatives from Eversource as well. I'm going to bring my easel, of course.
Yeah, well,
You have an easel in the back corner.
I'll hold up my
Wonderful. Perfect. So this project is pretty much just to increase reliability to the area, as well as bring in more electricity to the substation or out of the substation. And it involves an underground conduit along this existing access road to the substation, the installation of 2 riser poles, about 18-inch in diameter each, and then the stringing of the lines to this new pole as well, and then these existing poles. So it's within a 100-foot buffer, within 200-foot riverfront area. We did stream stats on this stream here. There's data up here for the stream and data further down for the stream, but not actually in this location, but we kind of went with stratified drift and a little bit of the basin characteristics. It was at like 0.51. So we kind of called it perennial, even though it's right on the cusp of not being perennial. So those are our resource areas. They're going to be doing some vegetation removal in here. They're going to be moving 4 saplings, a red oak, a red maple, and 2 choke cherries, just to string the lines across so there's no interference. Other than that, just a little bit of maybe, there's all staghorn sumac along this area, so they might take down a few of those depending on how big they are. But overall, the project itself is pretty benign in most disturbed areas of the substation and access road. The location of the poles, we had talked about seeing if we could move them further over so they weren't crossing over the stream as much, but the way that the alignment has to be for the poles, they have to have more of a straight shot, so engineering wise it would not work as well as allowing enough clearance so they can do some snow removal during the winter.
so the new line is just that blue line, the dark line?
Yeah, this is the underground conduit.
That's the trench you need to dig
Yeah.
to the conduit.
Yeah, this section here is the new underground, and these 2 green lines represent what will be overhead lines on poles. The transition being at these so-called riser poles, where we come from the underground up the poles to go over the roadway, overhead.
So you have to install the poles.
Yes, they're not installed. Right.
It's usually a truck mounted auger. They can do it from the access road. It bores down it's about 18 inches of disturbance, and that's about it.
We currently have a circuit that actually, the one that we'll be replacing, currently goes under the brook there and crosses. And about a year and a half or so ago, that cable actually failed out near the roadway, fortunately, so we didn't have to dig in the wetland area, but it was very deep, and the cable is quite old, in the range of nearly 30 years old. So it cannot be fixed or repaired, and consequently, we're looking to, replace it. We have a manhole back here that comes off of all this switch gear, and the manhole has existing duct in our fence line inside the graveled area within. This is a chain link fence, and we have existing duct that comes all the way out to outside our gate and the fence here adjacent to the driveway. So this is only about 75 or 80 feet that we would be digging. And that would be a dog conduit installed, and it would be, backfilled the same.
Basically the same day.
Basically,
You'd be-
probably within
yeah,
2 days. It would not be left open for.
This is the
any-
area where the new conduit's gonna be installed, as well as, there's 2 stakes kind of in the vegetation there. That's where the poles are gonna be installed, and that's looking towards the existing, towards Line Road and the existing structures.
So the stream is in
Yeah,
the bushes there.
yeah.
Thanks. And Line Road, is that major roadway there? Or?
Yeah, it's right on the cusp of the town, so it's
Mhm.
called Line Road and another road, I can't remember what it's called.
Phelps or Strong.
Yeah,
Or
I think it's, but yeah.
Okay.
And then this is Gunn here.
No,
Oh, Phelps.
this is Phelps.
Phelps.
That's
This is-
Gunn.
this is Gunn, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what, North County or something crazy like
The
that?
county or Line Street and,
It's North County or somewhere.
Is it
It's
called
weird.
that?
Yeah, it's
It's kind of like
something
right
crazy. It
out
took
the
me a
middle.
half a day to find it.
and actually, our company does own this parcel that we're crossing the corner of. We own pretty much that parcel to Plain Street.
And this looks across Lime Street towards the work area, towards the resource. So you're looking this way. Here's the turn into the substation, so it's right across here where they'd be crossing. All the trees that we'll be taking down are under 6 dBH.
I was out there at the end of April when you had staked it out, and I remember the area being reasonably flat where you're digging the trench, correct? So you're not right on the edge of the stream, you're in.
Yeah, it's
in
closer
that-
to the access
Right.
road.
Correct.
Or
In fact,
driveway.
I think it actually pitches towards our driveway
Okay.
there, and not to the. And we would be certain that there was no runoff of any kind when we auger the poles.
So are there any erosion control devices proposed, or?
We have
Defense sales.
our standard BMPs. It's whatever the commission would be amenable to, but usually just straw wattles, stake along the resource.
And where are they going to be installed?
Straw wattles would go on the outs between the resource area and the work area, so they probably go right along here.
You said all trees are under 6 dBH. What is dBH?
Diameter breast height.
So with these trees in here, is this in the stream area that you're gonna be removing them? Or is there like a
Most of them are on the
spot?
bank. There's one choke cherry that's in this kind of upland swale area, but they're not going to be grubbed. They're just going to be cut and taken out. So the
So you're just gonna leave the stumps and everything in place?
Yeah. So the culvert, there's actually a 2 culvert system there, and where the 2 flows come out, there's a little bit of an island in the middle. It's nothing much, but there is a tree growing there. So, so we would cut that, leave the stump, and then everything else we'd cut.
How intrusive is the machinery that's gonna be used to do that?
Just a chainsaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
Yeah.
be like a giant thing.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
No, not for that type of vegetation.
Okay.
And this is affiliated with, currently there are 3 circuits that come out of that substation. This one here currently, like I say, crosses under the roadway and rises up on this pole. And we'll be taking a similar route. Actually, this pole gets relocated just about 20 feet to here, and that's only to facilitate making this existing line straight. But instead of rising on this pole, we'll rise here and come across aerially. So this underground across here would be abandoned in place. We won't be digging that up. And then the other circuit comes across aerially entirely. So, and the whole intent here was to not have to dig anyway, other than along our driveway, not to have to dig across or adjacent to the waterway. Just for future, if God forbid there was ever a horrendous flood, we certainly don't want to have energized cables going over a wetlands area, and this eliminates that effectively.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Any questions from the public? I've been to the site, so I'm pretty familiar with it. Does anyone else need to do a site visit to make a motion, or?
I don't.
I think the pictures are good.
Okay.
Straightforward.
Yeah, very straightforward.
Would someone like to make a motion?
I will make a motion to issue a negative determination, category 3, that the work described in the request is within the buffer zone, but will not alter an area subject to protection under the Act. Would that be the correct one?
I think so.
Therefore, the work does not require a filing of notice of intent, subject to the condition that you will notify the commission at least 48 hours in advance of your work so that we can go out and inspect the erosion control, the wattles.
Certainly.
Any other conditions?
No, I think that's good. I think that was the main condition. All in favor?
Right?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So I think
Thank
we
you.
need to have this ready for the next meeting, right?
Right, so we can sign that
We
now.
can sign it now.
And then we have it ready for the next meeting for you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Is that something that you can send out?
I'm gonna sign them. Give it to him
I think we have to make copies.
Yeah, that's right. I don't
You want copies? All right, then yeah, they can take it down. That's fine.
know if there's anything else we have to fill out on it, check the
Yeah, we
box
can do that.
number 3 and,
It's okay if you want to double check with everybody and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, we
submitting
can-
it, but as long as we know that we at least have a,
right. How soon do you
Good to
think
go
you're gonna
with
start?
It's probably going to be a couple weeks out, right?
well, we have to get this
Do
permit
you?
back.
Well, we still have a poll petition for this poll location and this 20-foot relocate. That's for the first week of August, and we don't anticipate any problems with that. But it wouldn't be till probably the second or third week of August at the earliest.
And we know we
And-
need to get all of this paperwork before we can
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
get going.
Well,
And this, just so you know, this work is, so we're adding, so I started to say it, but I didn't complete it. We're adding a circuit. You've probably seen the work going on around town, and this is associated with the fact that we've eliminated a substation that used to feed the mill area, Pleasant Street, and all the mills that have been redone. And that circuit went away. It was a different voltage. Jason last fall did a conversion in the downtown Union Street area. This work is to add a new circuit for load growth, not only in the East Hampton area, but the other Hamptons also. It gives us more flexibility with feeding certain areas in the event of outages on one circuit.
Okay, great.
okay.
Great.
So this can be copied. I put the condition in, and I checked the right box, and signed it and dated it. Yeah, 2 copies. I can't remember. I have no idea. I think. Does it have to be filed?
It does, doesn't it?
It's. I know.
No,
I know
it's
its intent
not a-
does, but I don't know about it or not.
I don't think, I don't know if it has to be recorded.
Oh, but Dan Patrick would know.
Yes. Okay. Sure.
So we signed it.
Yeah.
You can come in now.
Right. Yeah, so
That's funny. Is
I
he good to
didn't-
work with at least?
He is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
She did say you're good to work with.
And you could contact us the commission's address, the
Okay.
email address. We check it regularly.
Okay.
If not, you can call Jessica and the planning board, and she'll make sure that she lets us know to get out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, copies. I mean,
Because I have no idea where.
Yeah,
Melissa's usually we have you call Melissa, Cody, but
I assume
if she finds someone to go out and look at the stuff, we usually.
I'll just
you
stand
can
up, look over the cube. What's
Yeah,
that?
Melissa, yeah.
Go out.
Do that, and then Melissa will contact Jay. Jay will go out.
Alright, I'm coming back in.
Yep, come on in.
Okay.
Do you have the certificate of compliance for the next item, so that we can sign it?
So if you
No,
want, I can get that
um,
paperwork and forward it along.
Yeah,
I don't know how I was supposed to print that out, but I don't have that either.
And we're
All right,
done.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
so since we don't, we're just gonna hang on to them.
Yeah, we'll just hang on to them, I guess.
For now, yeah, so you don't know which one to give you. We'll get it to you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
So long. My understanding with the next item, the request for certificate of compliance for 99 Hendrick Street, is that there were a bunch of things in the order of conditions that we don't have. Like there's no as-built drawing, and it's a very old thing, so we can't really act on the request
Okay.
as presented. I guess that's my current understanding. Again, I missed the last meeting, but
Get back to this.
were you here last time?
I also
Should I
missed the
give
last
you
meeting. I was on
Yeah.
all
vacation.
of these to give
Okay,
to Melissa?
me
So
too.
should we just postpone this till
Trustee.
next meeting at this point, or?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we can act on it, but we may as well keep it on the agenda until Melissa knows, or until Melissa comes, so we can.
I know I saw correspondence about it
Yeah.
online on our conservation page. I just didn't read any of it, so I'll have to go back and just see what it was that they discussed.
Yeah.
At the last meeting, or?
Yeah. So what was discussed at the
So-
last meeting?
Basically that we needed to do research and find out, see if there was anything in the files from before, and I think contact the property owner to say, we need the other items that are required for the certificate of compliance, like plans and, because he just sent a letter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
with no new information, we can't do anything.
Okay.
Whether from Melissa or, our own research or the property owner.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So I guess we'll put this back on the next agenda, and I'll talk to Melissa next chance I get about if we're gonna get in touch with them, or if she wants to do that.
Okay.
It's hard not having the chair here.
It is. It's wicked hard.
Yeah, wicked hard. Okay. The next one, the installation of the beaver deceiver, ratification of the request. I have the paperwork sitting at my desk at work.
Oh my God.
It's,
Wonder Twin Powers, man, we both just failed.
yeah, we both just. So I guess what I was thinking I could do would be to leave it in the planning office here, and then people could come by and try to sign it
Okay.
as soon as they get a chance to. I don't know when I can. What does anyone know what city hall hours are? Are they 8 to 4, 9 to 5, or anything like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Yeah,
I know there's closed Fridays.
yeah.
Yeah, close Fridays.
I can try to figure that out tomorrow, and I'll
Yeah,
let you all know when it's
Race here at lunch.
sitting there. Sorry about that.
Would it be bad form to leave it in your mailbox so we could all stop by your house?
You can do that. I can put it right on my breezeway.
But is that?
Yeah, Breezeway is probably better because they
Well,
don't
yeah.
have a man taking it.
No, not
Yeah.
the mailman.
Is it
but-
something you can just email and I'll drop it off at the office here, or email to everybody? I don't know.
Yeah, Melissa signed it already. So
She signed, okay,
Yeah,
alright.
yeah. So I can just leave it
Breezeway
at my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop by on the way home.
Guess I'll have to clean my house. It depends for screwing it up.
We won't go in any further.
Okay,
So send us an email when it's ready, so we don't come early.
got it. Will do.
And your address, 'cause
Yeah.
I don't know where you live.
Okay, I can do that too.
Last big house on the left.
Yeah, the last old house on the left on Paul Street. So I guess that's it on that. Next is enforcement orders. Response to the Commission's June 8th letter. Is there a response?
Not that I heard.
There's not that I'm aware of. I know I looked on the website and there's.
Did we get an email?
Oh, good point.
Question? cues, please stand by music.
Might be anything you might ask?
This is just the placeholder, I don't believe.
Okay.
Certainly nothing related to this.
Okay. So no updates.
No,
Continue.
okay. So from enforcement orders, we move on to compliance updates, active projects, open permits, Mount Thomas Estates.
Still no update. I mean, the order of conditions predates the weekly reporting, so there is none.
Yep.
So it's just still on here.
Should we remind them that their permit's gonna expire soon?
We should, because they have to apply a month prior, which would be the beginning of September, which is right around the corner.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay, so I will make a note to contact them and remind them.
Okay. I don't even, what do we have for a contact there? I can't even
I was
think of a
honestly
name.
just gonna look it up online, see if there's because there is a managing company there. So
Yeah. Oh, that's right, you kind of live over in that. side of
anyway,
town,
I'm
right?
east, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me know when you're ready for the next item.
Um, Go ahead.
Okay, next Fall Street Extension, Gillian Estates.
Yep, so they are submitting their weekly reports. I left them on my desk, but they are in compliance.
Okay. I noticed in my goings on that they have the catch basin silt sacks in place, and one of them is torn open. It's got a lot of sediment on it. And I guess I assume that they're still responsible for those, even though now it's the city's roadway. So someone, and I guess maybe me, should contact Mark Reed, or who is doing those
Yep.
reports now? Is it Mark Reed?
It's still there to survey Mark Reed, yeah.
Okay, I'll contact him and call that to his attention, because that should be addressed. So put that in there as something for me to do.
Okay. It's actually bi-weekly reports. It's every other week they're
Oh.
submitting them, but that's they ask.
Because it's been
to do
stable
that.
during heavy rains, so they ask for bi-weekly.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
Okay, Pleasant Street Mills.
Those weekly reports are also being submitted for those in accordance with the SWIP plan.
Mm-hmm.
So the project is in compliance for that as well.
Okay.
I haven't been to the site though.
I have noticed recently, in the past week, if you start in the center of East Hampton and you go out towards Ferry Street, the older section still has the straw wattles and the silt fence up, and it's getting totally overgrown with weeds and such.
Oh, you mean like the
Prior
first
phase, yeah. Are they supposed to take those down? Or are they just gonna disintegrate into the...
That's a good question. I wonder if they need them for this phase or not.
Well, if they need them, they're not doing their job, because they're,
Yeah.
the fencing is, a lot of it's down
Yep.
in the weeds.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Is that hay bales, or is that the compost tubes again?
It's the black tubes.
Both the black tubes, yeah.
With something in them, I assume.
Yeah.
But then, in the active areas, it looks fine.
Yeah. Okay, we can inquire about that. Can you inquire with Jessica Allen
Certainly.
about that?
Yeah, is she back from vacation yet, or she's on vacation this week?
I saw her last.
I don't know.
I think she's back.
Monday.
but-
She is back. Okay. All right. And I'm pretty sure she and I were on vacation the same week, last week as well as you.
Yeah.
Too. I think everyone was on vacation. But
I wish my projects were on vacation.
I'm kidding.
That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Like, nothing stops, even though you have stopped.
True.
Yes.
But I think we wouldn't even talk to her about it because she never did a certificate of compliance because they were just going to the next phase again. So
Mhm.
we didn't have to tell her to remove the.
Yeah. I get that's probably it. That just they figure they'll just
Do it all
Do it all at
later.
once at the end of this second phase.
yeah. It doesn't hurt to follow up.
But yeah,
Okay.
okay. So you'll follow up with her.
Okay, yep.
Bueno.
Will contact Jessica. Okay. So, go ahead.
Nashua Mills, 15 Cottage Street.
Wait,
they-
you
go
skipped
ahead.
one.
Yeah,
Glendale.
Oh, jeez.
Glendale.
Oh, Glendale.
No real change there. Melissa was gonna talk to Jim Gracia, I don't know if that ever happened about that area where, that retaining water even in dry weather. But
That permit is about to expire as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Could I ask a procedural question? What happens if a permit expires? Can they then apply for a
boy.
certificate of compliance?
Oh, snap.
And we're
Where are
back.
those power people when we need them?
That would be great.
Exactly. Is that still recording, Jay? And probably.
The red light is on.
Yeah, so I guess it's.
Should we pause it and then restart it just to
We'll
make
script
sure?
the guy, that's fine.
Sorry, everyone. We momentarily lost power there for a second. In case anybody's watching. So what was your procedural?
Can they request a certificate of compliance after the permit has ended, or do they have to request the certificate before it?
They can request it after it ends,
Okay.
but I don't think they can keep working.
I would assume
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I actually haven't had that come up. You know, like what if a project is half done and all opened up and the permit expires? You know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I don't either.
Probably an enforcement order would be.
Yeah, I think that's because I think that happened in a project a couple years ago, and I think we had to make them stop and reapply.
Was that just last summer?
Yeah, I think
maybe?
it was I don't know where it was though, but I don't remember.
I think
It's ringing a bell, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we need to remind them that their permit's ending? Maybe that would light a fire.
We should actually, because if they need to fix something with that thing, then they only have a little short time to do it.
I can send him an email. It's fine.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
All right. So Nashua Mills, 15 Cottage Street.
I met with Rich Relic a couple of weeks ago. They're wanting their certificate of compliance, but they still have to finish the rain garden and a couple of little things like that.
They do.
So,
Okay.
and I haven't been back there to check to see if the rain garden has been completed or not this week, but it wasn't at the beginning of last week.
Were they waiting for something?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think something about an easement with the city.
They might be waiting for better weather to plant in than what we're in the middle of, but
Yeah, could be. They haven't finished though, like the walkway from the sidewalk over to the.
Right,
I think
right.
They needed. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's probably what it was.
But all that stuff though is within our jurisdiction.
well,
I think it is. It
because
comes
the water
river.
runs through there. We're within it's a contained bank,
Yeah.
but it's probably still in our jurisdiction.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's 200-foot riverfront area coming off of there.
I don't remember anything about the bridge though coming through our.
The bridge isn't part of it. I don't think. I think it ends like pretty much at that catch basin area. It's basically the bank. I think ours thing isn't. No, I think it's the river, not the bank.
Yeah, it's the river.
So it's the river. So yeah.
that walkway's probably still in the river, but I don't know if it's
Yeah.
part of the original project, so that needs to be part of the certificate of compliance or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I guess my interpretation has been that if there's a project subject to our jurisdiction and there are areas that are out, but there's stormwater stuff
Related.
there, you know,
Still part of it,
That
okay.
becomes kind of a gray area, and I guess I don't know how that gets legally interpreted, but I would prefer for them to keep up with compliance as long as the site's open in those situations.
So then they still need to submit their stormwater reports. Are you their project reports?
Well,
That was the whole thing. Even though there's not a lot of work's going on.
yeah, I mean, everything seems to be stable except for that area, right? I guess I just don't know if they've.
The site is stable.
Yeah.
They need to finish planting the rain garden. They had some other shrubs they were trying to put in, but
Yeah,
I think it's just a bad time of year to do it.
yeah, but did they, were they behind on reports when it was open still?
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
They were having problems with reports.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I guess can somebody follow up with them, or do we have an action item for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. I think we finished
Okay,
before. Okay.
all right. So then I guess the next one is the Nashua Pond Promenade Bark.
I see that here, but I don't know if we want to wait for Jessica to be here to talk
No,
about
she,
it, or...
well, she said she submitted it, but it's for the August 10th meeting, so we can
Okay.
just
Oh,
file
perfect.
it, and we're all set with that.
Yeah, so that's our request for a certificate of compliance.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we want to try to schedule a site visit where we all go, or do we want to just look at it individually?
Can we get ice cream
If you
at the
buy us
site
ice
visit?
cream, we'll come.
Great minds think alike.
We could all get our own ice cream.
I think that'd be fun.
Sure.
Do you want to look at next Monday, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
could do that.
Site visit for August 3rd.
Yeah.
Should we say like
6 o'clock?
7:30 after dinner? Since it'll be dessert.
A little bit dark at that point.
At 7:30?
Yeah, kids do
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Are we seriously gonna do that?
7:30.
that right? All right.
I'm trying to think of how this is a bad idea, but I'm not coming up with anything.
Because it's not.
Okay.
7:30.
This is August 10th.
No, August 3rd.
3rd.
Next Monday.
The meeting at the
Right.
site or the ice cream place?
The
Meeting.
site.
Better meet at the site. Should we meet
Before or
at
after we get ice cream? We should probably get ice cream. Jesus. We should
Wow.
probably get ice cream first.
Right now. We might be. This might be the end.
The site with all ice cream.
Should we meet at the stairs? They're going down to the one around the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are we
let's
gonna do
go in
that?
the middle there somewhere.
Yeah.
That sounds.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully I don't get murdered in between now and then.
Hi. For being out at 7:30 eating ice cream on a Monday night with your family?
Bring your family.
Yeah,
Bring your
yeah,
kids.
bring 'em. I've got an extra kid this week too, so.
Ching, ching.
Yeah. All right.
So this is certificate of compliance.
Yes.
So we're
Yes.
good. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And that'll be the
Look at
hearing.
it. Mm.
Yeah. On the
Sure.
schedule.
Yep.
That's good. All right.
Yep.
Okay. All on that?
Mhm.
Good. Okay. Connecticut River Oxbow voting
I don't think
access.
there's any update.
No,
that I've
didn't
heard.
swing for them to file.
Submit their certificate of compliance.
Right.
That's the
Right, they haven't even
I wrote down.
their
I'm
request.
scared.
Yeah. It's done.
Remember, I closed my
It's fine.
windows. Oh, right, yeah, I'm getting my,
It's not
getting my.
it's not Town Pond, it's the other one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So nothing on that. Town Beach.
They've been working on it. Earlier in the week, they had not done the thing into the water, but that could be done. They're real close. That could be done by now. I didn't go
Mhm.
today, but I was there like Tuesday or something, and it was not complete. But
But it's getting close to being
getting close. They're
completed.
working on. They're supposed to be putting the concrete pads in this week, I thought. But
Mm-hmm.
so it's getting there.
There's
Okay.
an article in the newspaper. Should I see it?
Do they owe us weekly reports?
You know, I don't know, but we're not getting them. So I don't have a clue what's going
Why
on with that
wouldn't
project.
they?
Yeah, they
Unless-
should.
They should, but it's never come up before. You've never asked before where they are, so
Yeah.
maybe we didn't ask for them.
All right, I will look at the order of conditions for that and follow up with of sufficient voting access requirement. Okay, Lathrop Community of East Hampton.
So that just started. We just got them
Yep,
signed
signed
RDA, or notice of intent, I mean, we just got it to them last week.
Mm-hmm.
So their, the project is underway.
Okay,
We have not received any reporting or anything yet, just because that's Friday, it's just so early.
did we get a notification, or did they say at their meeting that this meeting is your notification that we're starting?
Actually, we got an email from them on Friday saying that they are ready to start.
But there's nothing for us to inspect.
Okay.
Right.
There's no erosion protection or anything for us to
Right.
look at, so.
Yeah,
So there's really nothing to happen right now.
okay. Jeez, gotta stretch this meeting out so I don't have to go outside.
Let's keep
Wait, can
going.
we actually go over that one again?
Yeah,
They said they were gonna do like 5,000 square feet of work, or like less than that.
Less
Is that
than
what it was?
5,000.
Yeah.
Did they designate where they were gonna be doing the work, or did they just say like in general we'll only limit it to that amount?
That's a good question.
Because like they could just go anywhere and be like,
This
we
is
measured
this
it
is
and
1
it's
square
5,000.
foot. Yeah, exactly, and that's 1 square foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess my thought was that they had, like, over the area that they were treating, which was much more than that, that was an estimated footprint of the actual invasive plants
Right.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
but-
like this
Yeah.
multiflora rose is 2 square feet.
That's
and
correct,
This one
yeah.
This
is.
one is 1.5,
Yeah, this
and they're just
one's-
gonna add it up and not be more than 5,000. But I don't think we have any idea
So we don't have
how to
any-
track that.
It's something that-
Unless we just go on site and be like, oh my god, you just cleared out an entire football field. That's more than 5,000
Yeah.
square feet.
Like how
You
we
know?
don't limit them. I guess we just don't have any like.
Site visits, I think, is the only way to do it.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can enforce something like that.
Well, how are we gonna know it's 5,000 square feet if we have no parameters? So like, you say 2 square feet is a multiflora.
Well, no, you just have to go out and like
Same.
you'd see the impact area. You have to like measure it, physically measure it, and then say, okay, this is like 100 of these.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
It would be.
Yeah.
This would be a lot of
Lots.
regulars going out there and.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess at the same time, it is a beneficial project, and it's the kind of thing that would be done as mitigation for other projects, but it's just kind of weird to have it permitted like it
Mhm.
is, you know? But
Yeah.
it's just, I guess it's just the way you have to do it, you know? Anyway, I guess we can maybe at some point after they've done the first treatment, we could ask to go out and take a look or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Just eyeball it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems.
We're gonna talk to them about like what they think, how much square footage they're.
And maybe they can, yeah, maybe they'll have some sort of count or, you
Yeah.
know, accounting of,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
over
they
10,000
do
of these.
Yeah,
Yeah. That'd be good. We'll see.
yep.
They're not gonna do any reports because there's no erosion
Yeah,
control,
there's,
right?
there's no notification period for us to go and inspect anything.
Yep, and they're not exposing soil really,
Right.
so they're not gonna be
Yeah.
doing stormwater stuff.
Just cutting and then herbicide.
Yep. Okay. We good on that?
Mhm.
Any discussion? Okay. Past Comic Trust, Mutterfield, and that's brand new also, as of last week too.
That is new, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where that's at. I did not see any correspondence in the email,
I think they're just gonna notify us when they're ready to start.
and they haven't yet.
So we signed off
Yes.
on that last time.
100% off. I don't know if they got their copies, but
There's nothing in this basket.
Yeah, I don't even know. I know they, let me remember, they came to us, did all the paperwork. Were they going to kick it off this year? I can't
I
remember.
thought so.
Yeah? Okay. I thought they were going to come up with some sort of revised design with their wetlands.
They
went
did.
out and
They did. They came in
Okay,
and
missed
told
that.
us about that last week.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
they moved flags and.
And we just approved
Yeah,
the revised
right.
plan
Mhm.
last meeting? Okay. So I don't think it's begun yet because I did not see anything in the commission's email.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any more on that? No. So that's the end of our compliance updates, meeting minutes approval. It sounds like the
I didn't
minutes.
see the 13th, I saw an email on the 13th that said minutes, but then there was no attachment, so I don't
Oh
know.
no.
Yeah, and I didn't see the
So we'll
email
just-
at all.
There we go.
I'll have to
Deal with
hold off
next
on that
time,
again.
yeah.
So-
I have a copy here, but I guess it'd be better just
If you
to-
could just have Melissa resend it when she gets back,
Yep.
then we'll clean it up.
Yeah. Okay. NPC to resend.
That we'll deal with next time.
Yep. Okay. Any good correspondence?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's all great.
No, it's
So this
good.
is an order of conditions to the Lathrop community. I believe it's just our file copy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's got signatures and it says that it was.
Is it their original one?
Does it have a
Right.
recording? Does it say it's recorded on the cover?
No.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay.
So then what does that mean?
I was just
We
wondering.
just
if it was-
file it and-
I believe they're supposed to provide us with evidence that they actually recorded it, so.
It has a,
So register your deeds thing.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, and usually that,
Is
it's
it
a
on the
thing that
front?
goes around the cover, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can just
Yeah.
file that or leave it in the
general
box.
ledger report.
Budget.
Yeah, budget.
The
Promenade Bark.
Compliance, so that's.
Certificate of compliance for Promenade Park, and then
Did you guys, that came through the, did you guys get an electronic copy of this yet?
I did not see
Okay,
it.
I'll forward that to everybody. I thought maybe it just went to Melissa and myself. I don't know. I'll make sure everyone gets an electronic
Okay.
copy of that when I get back to you.
Wow.
I think I saw that.
Maybe so.
This is an application for keeping of chickens on a lot under 15,000 square feet. I feel like we talked about this
We
last
did
week.
talk about it, but
It's not under, it's like zoning or something.
it's
Right,
not really, it's
I
not really us, so.
swear I saw Melissa write something like, this is not our
Right, so.
jurisdiction. But is this a separate one, I wonder? Or is this?
Unless they really just sent it back to us and like, read
The hearing will
Read
begin
about my
it.
chickens.
Yeah. This is you.
On August 13th, which is,
Is it the same property?
maybe it's not. Can you see on the minutes from last week what property was the
chicken
the chicken
property.
request? The chicken request?
Sorry, I got distracted.
I can tell.
Yeah, whole different world.
It's near the end.
So what am I looking at? Okay, you want to see?
What's the address for the chickens?
Chickens have addresses
26
now?
Williston Avenue
Yeah,
was
so
the old one, so
that's
this is a new.
Different one. Everyone wants chickens.
Yeah.
How do you spell promenade?
So
It's on the.
Is it right here?
B-O-A-R-D.
It's on the drawing.
Boardwalk, yes. Boardwalk projects.
Open up to the drawing page. It's on the drawings. Right there.
Promenade.
Promenade. God, there it is. Promenade Bark. This will be.
So is that building of a chicken coop? Looks like they're adding something. And is it near a wetland?
So hope to be able to move in with my 5 hens.
Move in with my 5
Is
hens.
that what it says?
I don't know.
Oh, that sounds weird.
The chicken
You
coop
gonna
is
live
gonna
in
be.
my house? There's a chicken in my house.
Is the address South Valley?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if they sent this to us because I think there's a wetland near there.
Valley Lane, right?
Valley Road.
Well, this says Valley Lane.
What's this Valley
Yeah.
Lane up there?
This is Valley. Oh, there's Valley Road over here.
This is
One
kind
area
of
between
number
the
1.
garage of 3 Valley Lane and 7 Valley Lane.
It's not jumping out that there's a wetland near them, but we can look at
Can you see if we're just being copied on this because it's a zoning?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
but still.
It says it's received by zoning. And the hearing, it's just telling us when the hearing is.
Did the hearing happen already?
Yeah.
or is it-
Mm-mm, August 13th. Which is after our next one, so we could, in theory, postpone this one.
Mhm.
I can take a better look and see if there's any wetlands within that area,
Okay.
but a quick look says no. So 7
Yeah.
Valley Lane.
Can I see them just so chickens at 7 Valley Lane? And it's a,
Zoning board application.
Hens. Hens. Oh, that's right, no roosters in these stamps or something like that, right?
what?
Being all
That
sexy.
you need? Don't you have to have at least one rooster in there to make the hens
No.
lay eggs? No?
So you make
Bring in a
it
rooster. Every so
Just
often.
eating them.
Oh, no, you
Feeding
don't want
eggs.
Yeah. I think roosters are what, too noisy or
Yeah.
whatever?
Super
Yeah, they're-
noisy.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's for keeping chickens, holding chickens,
on
owning
a
chickens?
15 lot less than 15,000 square feet.
I'm bunking with chickens apparently.
Bunking with chickens.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe we should try to take a look at this, or at least maybe somebody could look and see.
Yeah, I'll look at the real maps and
Yeah.
see what, if it makes it 100 foot or 200 feet.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
That's for. Do you want to keep that for any reason?
I
Okay.
can.
Maybe we should just keep them.
Put it in the mail. I'm just sending myself a note, so.
Put the paper in the bag.
Okay,
Fun for next week. Okay.
it's actually 2.
Me too. Right, whatever. Ice cream next week. Fun is next week.
Ice
cream.
Yes.
Okay.
Dan will get murdered when you found out.
What's that?
You're gonna get murdered, but
No,
you
we're
won't.
not getting murdered.
Okay, good.
Unless I do, you know why. Okay, so I'm just looking at the budget for the community gardens. They have kind of a lot of, looks like they've had a busy year. Put in there that I should contact the garden folks and just say, hey, how's your year going? What you up to this year? Because I haven't done that yet, and that's something I always like to try to do.
If you want an update of the garden, I can give you that too.
What's that? Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. You have
a
a plant.
gardener.
How's
Yeah.
the garden growing?
They're pretty good. We actually just did like 2 new plots. So done some raised beds near the roadway where the
Mhm.
parking area is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know who purchased them. I assume that's part of their profits. It's like big things of peat moss to put in each one, and like cow manure and all the sediment and soils that need to be in there
Mm-hmm.
to make the garden grow.
Okay, actually, yeah, I see a bunch of posts on here and some soil and stuff. Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just for more volunteer work and community building.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very good.
it's useful.
Yeah. And there is okay, they must have gotten 18 yards of compost.
Wow,
All right.
that's a lot of compost.
That is
I
off
don't
to stop
know.
by.
I don't know the
When they're-
details.
That's a lot of
Just
chickens.
know I
Yeah.
can buy it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of chickens.
Do the gardeners get to take that and put that in their own? Nice. And it's
Yeah.
included in the fee?
I think you have to pay extra for the compost. It's like a small fee, but
Mm-hmm.
it's worth it if you want it.
Yeah. To have it delivered?
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting it's already there. That's great.
Yeah, it looks like the gardens have taken in close to $2,200 this year. They have a balance of $4,600, and their expenditures are $1,500. 1,500 or so. So,
Good.
yep. It's like, it's good to hear that things are going. It sounded like there was 1 or 2 years where they didn't have much interest, but. it seems like
Yeah,
things picked
there's
up a
only
little
like 3 plots that are vacant right now.
Mhm.
So it's almost full up.
That's great. One thing we always talked about was trying to get ADA access down there. But
Yeah.
It's all sloped though.
It is. It's such a slope. It's gonna
spot.
figure it out.
Yeah, it's not really a terrific spot for that kind of thing. I mean, we had the,
It's barely regularly accessible with the parking, like there's nowhere to park. There's
Yeah.
just a few parking spots, so it seems like there's often people park outside the road.
Yeah.
yeah, the water department put in that little parking area, like, which was material they had in some place.
It's nice of them.
Pick it there. Yep, okay. Is there anything else that we want to talk about tonight?
I also noticed, as I was out and about, that it looks like someone's dumping trash over the edge into the other side of Paul Street extension. So we went in the hiking trails off Ranch Ave.
Oh, yeah.
And a little ways down, it's right between, there's a down staircase and then like 10 feet and then an up staircase. It's right in that,
And how do they get there?
oh, the driveway.
The drive?
The
okay.
driveway that goes
Okay.
down. So there's like some plastic pots. There's a bunch of like yard clippings and stuff, but then there's some bottles and some plastic pots. And I mean, it could be anybody who's dumping it. So I just
Did it
wondered,
look recent? Or,
this summer, certainly.
oh, okay.
Not.
So this is for Paul Street? Is this on Paul Street or?
No,
Wait.
it's on the
The trail.
driveway. And I'm not sure how, so the stream trickles down and it's definitely within 100 feet of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I think that road is probably at 100 feet.
Yeah, I mean, with that property, we own, or we hold the, whatever it is.
APR.
Yeah,
Or not APR,
no,
some
the
kind of
conservation restriction or whatever. Yeah, so it doesn't matter where it is, but.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but we should probably just let the trust know that we saw that.
Okay.
John
It's
Bader.
What is it? Is it garbage? Leaves? It's leaves.
Lawn clippings, plastic pots for, from the nursery, you buy some starts and,
Oh, yeah.
what is that, a 1 gallon pot?
Mhm.
And then some bottles, like, I don't know, clear glass bottles from some kind of booze or something, or iced tea.
Have accumulated, and it's on the On the Pascagoula Trust land.
Yes, because
Yeah.
the only logical way for it to have gotten there is that someone was on the driveway side and it just went.
Like, so the end of Ranch Ave, there's like a driveway that goes off to the right. And it
Right,
looks like
and the
it goes
trails, sort of follows along that, yeah.
up. Yeah.
And it's adjacent, it's right on the trail, or is it?
No, it's 20
Yeah.
feet up, right on the edge of the road, but you're,
Okay.
So it could be private property possibly, but it
It
might
could
not
be.
be. It could be on the parcel too, so.
it depends on where the road boundary is. It's probably 5 feet off the road.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to make that contact?
Okay. So is John Bader the?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It was more like Garrett
I
Stover.
was gonna say Garrett, but
Yeah, it was.
I mean, John will certainly
Yeah. I mean,
check it out.
He's
Let's start with him.
yeah. Good, the right person.
Yeah, so we have his email, so Bushman something.
Something.
Yeah.
All right.
So how do you get into the emails? Somehow.
Oh, good thing. I will tell you once the
Camera's off.
recording's off.
Unless I make a motion.
I make a motion.
Wait.
Oh, that's something else?
I've been trying to get Melissa to do this for ages.
Okay.
All I have to do is say, unless there are any objections, meeting adjourned. And then you can object if you
No
want.
Nope.
objection.
No
No
objection.
objections.
You just wanted to